3, 2, 1. Welcome to Credit Zero.
All right, welcome. This is Credit Zero from our Afterschool arcade business.
Woo woo!
We're all here.
Like a radio host. You
We're
sound like
all-
a 20s jazz radio host. I asked for high energy, and you're like, "All right, welcome back to this." Thank you, Daryl.
That's
you
me.
opened the last one with brah brah.
For those that are listening, Paul actually pulled out a gun, a fake gun, while he was doing the brap brap, and I actually, I wasn't insinuating guns. That's just my excited noise. Brap brap.
Your excited noise is copywritten, my friend.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe some guns make the same noise as my excited noise, but maybe I'm just a gun on the inside.
Is this what we're gonna be talking about?
Cut.
It's good to see you guys again here at Credit Zero, the After School Arcade podcast. What's up, Luke? You're giving me a look like you want to die.
That's a sound like you want to die as well.
Sweet, dude.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking about.
How screwed we are with our home. Do we want to open with that?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's fun.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
so we got no.
Are
we
you
took-
okay? What is going on? Yeah! Fuck yeah! So, for the record, whenever Luke and I go like we talk really slowly, it's an indication that we want to talk in sync. But I thought it'd be funnier because no one else knows that, to just make Luke sound like he was like choking on his own death.
We got.
Sorry for blowing the lid off this operation.
I fucking hate you so much.
Yeah. If anyone needs me, I'll be in my trailer.
It's really windy outside, but we got an email yesterday.
That's not relevant.
Reminding us that we have to be out of our house by the 24th
The 24th of August.
of
yeah.
August, and our new house won't let us move in until September 3rd. So we have a full
Week and a half.
week and a half. It's 9 days plus 3, which is 12 days. That we have no place to stay.
Dude, I don't fucking. Anyway, I'm having fun with this whole thing. It's come in at the same time as a lot of other stressful things. The key deposit for the house, normally it's like $50 or something like that. It was $250. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And then fucking like I had to pay a dental fee, and today was like apparently when I got my dentist thing, that was like a week after I got taken off of insurance. So they're like, oh, $150 please for cleaning your teeth with a slightly more fancy fucking toothbrush. And getting to talk about like, oh, I did crochet the other day. She's a very nice dentist. I don't mean to take anything away from her, but like, actually we had a good conversation because she's a freelance crocheter.
Oh, I thought you meant dentist.
Freelance dentist, yeah.
Just go from place to place, dealing with people's teeth.
So we were actually talking about pricing, and she was saying like, oh yes, I only charge for the cost of materials, and I go like, how long does it take to crochet a blanket? 5 hours. You're getting screwed, dentist. And that was a
Getting screwed.
Yeah.
Dentist.
That seems like a good rate though. 5 hours for a whole blanket? Like, she works fast.
Yeah, she works hard. She's like Oprah. Oprah works hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was that I had to deal with. There's a lot of other financial things that are just like on the horizon, and also now I have to be acutely aware that in a couple weeks, or I guess now whenever this podcast is going up, I have to be homeless for a week and probably legitimately live in my car. At least I thought that until my savior came wearing a stupid fucking fedora. Drew, what did you offer me?
Well, I heard his cries for help. He was sobbing, and like I knew I had to do something.
I have a condition.
So I offered my place. Well, I mean, technically I offered my mom's place, so it's not the
there it is.
kindest thing ever, but
Shut
and I
up.
didn't really ask her. So for all we know, she could say no.
Oh, that's true. Thanks, Drew. I thought you were going to help me. Now I feel as hopeless as ever.
Hey, just know that I'm here to help you, but my mom might not be.
Sweet, Drew.
But it actually works out perfectly because my family and I are going to Algonquin in that like perfect 9-day split.
So I get to
cool.
like watch over your house, Mrs. Doubtfire style.
What's your address?
Except I won't. Dress so like
Moving on.
Daryl, what has been up with you for this past couple of weeks, days? I don't know.
Well, I guess at the end or in the middle of our last podcast, I
Okay.
was telling you all that I was doing a cruise, and I did it.
What?
What
You
kind of
followed
cruise was
through?
it?
Was it a pleasure cruise?
It I guess so. I think they're all pleasure cruises, aren't they?
No,
If you
there's
work.
work cruises. Yeah.
There's work cruises?
Yeah, you go. You just bring your laptop, and they just put food in you, and then you
That's
work
not
on a
real.
boat.
If you're like part of like a band or something like that, you have to like get up really early, like tune your instruments and shit like that. And you have to like play for other people while
okay.
they sit back and enjoy.
Like, you
That
know
is
those
true.
people you saw that
Yes.
were miserable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the other side of it.
yeah, apparently in bands on cruises, you think it's like the best thing ever, but apparently
Apparently
for
shit.
yeah, for some it's like you don't get the actual same food they get in some cases, where you get like sandwiches and shit like that. Yeah, you get to see the ocean, and that's about it.
For
Yeah, and you
months
get
and months.
You get lots of sun. Like I was on the Mediterranean Sea for a while. It was beautiful.
I was in Muskoka, as was revealed in the bonus podcast that will probably get revealed to the grand masses soon. It was okay, but I don't care about the sun.
Yeah, but you also had like bugs and shit. I can't imagine there was that many like
Oh.
mosquitoes in the
They don't
middle
have
of
bugs in the
sea.
Mediterranean.
Oh god. Oh god, the bugs were fucking insane. And then I got the worst farmer's tan of all time that made it look like I was wearing a glove. I've
it,
actively been
is that-
avoiding the sun to make sure that it,
It
doesn't
stays.
to make sure that to make sure that it goes away.
Oh.
Paul, you look like Neapolitan ice cream.
Ah, bringing it back. Well done. I'm really happy with yourself right now. So yes, it was a pleasure cruise.
It was pleasure, and I got a little bit of a tan, but I got really used to sunscreen, which I've probably put on about as much in my trip now as I have in my whole life.
I'm gonna say this right now. Sunscreen is a scam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
I don't either.
I don't believe there's a big sunscreen out there.
Well, yeah. No, the big one is the one with the kids on it.
Copper tone?
Yeah.
Banana boat.
Banana boat. That's it. Yeah. Copper.
Isn't that a shoe store?
Copper tone is
That's
definitely.
that's a Quentin Tarantino character.
Boathouse.
Copper
No.
tone?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Copperhead from Kill Bill Volume 1. She's the one that takes the gun out of the box of cereal and goes like, "Oh, they shouldn't put this in kids' cereal."
Is that a real line from that movie?
No. She hid the gun in the box of cereal and used it to.
Oh, I could 100% believe she put it there, but I was like, did she actually say that when she pulled it out?
And did she eat the cereal afterwards?
Did she eat the gun afterwards?
She probably did.
I feel like you get lead poisoning.
Just in general.
Yeah.
No.
From all
do get
those
lead
options.
poisoning.
It's the grease on the gun. It's very carcinogenic.
It's not the bullets that'll get you. It's the grease.
Yes.
It's like Komodo dragons.
How?
Because
Everybody knows Komodo dragons are really greasy.
no, it's
Yeah.
because it's it's the
You go
fight.
down to Australia,
It's
you see a Komodo dragon.
They're not in
Tell me
Australia.
more, tell me more. They're in that area.
they're on one island.
Yeah, in Oceania.
The
Like,
Komodo Island.
have you never been to a zoo?
Daryl, I'm scared.
Is this? Should we title this episode "Luke's a fucking idiot"?
That's what
At
I
least-
wanted to title all of the
At least
episodes.
yells
2
at Luke
minutes,
for
3
2
times.
hours.
It's like Luke, you're dumb and you don't know anything.
Oh, you know what? Let's have a fun game show. What does Luke know? All right, all of us are going to take turns asking Luke a question that something that's obscure, but something that we think he might actually know. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, you start. You start.
I have to start? Okay. Luke. In the classic 1990s movie Goodfellas,
Yeah.
what is it that Joe Pesci's character borrows from his mother?
Oh, it's been a while since I've seen that movie.
We probably saw it last time ourselves at the same time because that was movie night back when we lived in the other place.
No, I watched it after that.
Well, then you're.
Oh yeah,
better
no, and I
equipped than
wasn't at that night. I
Okay,
remember that.
okay. So I watched it afterwards.
All I remember is that that's Martin Scorsese's mother.
Yep, but what does Joe Pesci's character?
Her
borrow.
car.
Nope.
No.
Okay, next question.
I don't even get the answer.
It was her knife,
All right.
a kitchen knife.
Okay. Fair enough. So, Luke, how many eyelids do birds have?
Eyelids?
Yeah.
All
Like
of them?
per.
Like every single bird collectively, or
Just in general, most
Alright.
birds have.
3 per eye, 6 in total.
Wow, that's good.
yeah.
That's right on.
All right, Luke knows something. Give a clap. Yeah, there we go. That'll show up great on the audio. Yeah, that's what I thought. Stop. Luke! It's funny because Drew is the one clapping. All right, Drew. The one who's easily the farthest away from the microphone.
For now.
For now.
Luke, in the classic Monty Python and the Holy Grail, which knight ran towards the camera a bunch of times and slaughtered innocents?
Oh, it's the John Cleese night, but it's I forget his name because it doesn't matter.
But that's the question.
That's the question.
Lancelot.
Hey!
I was in Spamalot the musical.
All right, Luke.
Yeah.
Which Nintendo console
I don't know.
came between the N64 and the Nintendo Wii?
The GameCube.
Yes, you do, you liar.
All right.
Well
I
done.
don't know video games
All right.
very well.
Oh, we're doing another round? I wasn't prepared for this.
I just did round 2.
I'm, okay, alright, here.
Oh no, do you have to improvise?
I'm a one and done kind of guy. That's all I gotta say.
Hey yo.
What is... Okay, this is one for you, Luke. What is the biggest lake in Canada?
Like Superior.
Probably.
You're not wrong. It is.
Yeah, it's the largest Great Lake, which are the largest lakes in North America, maybe the world.
Did you know that
Does
all
that
the
mean
water?
Lake Superior is the biggest lake in the world? I find that hard to believe.
I'm pretty sure it is.
All right.
All the water from
Oh, you're right. Luke pointed to my screen, which had nothing related to the lakes on it. All it has is a bullshit thing I was complaining about before the podcast. All right.
Can I finish my fun fact now?
Yeah.
Thank you. All the water from the other Great Lakes can fit into Lake Superior. Shut up.
You can't
No.
finish your own fun
It's
fact.
not superior, it's superior.
Superior.
All right. You wanna lambast Luke with something he wouldn't know?
I want to ask you a question that I feel like might split the room.
All right.
Oh.
That seems
it.
like a not a
Like an opinion one?
Yeah.
All right. All right.
It's like both a fact and an opinion. What
That's
of
not.
the like of the traditional crayon box colors is turquoise the most like?
What
You
the
mean
fuck
you mean
question?
either blue or green?
I mean,
So like, is it
You
more
really
like
thought
blue?
this was gonna divide the room? You really thought we were gonna go? No, fuck you, Daryl. It's green.
Is it? It's either more blue or more green.
You overestimate my childhood. I didn't even get to have fun with crayons.
Yeah, I didn't have
Turquoise.
crayons. I had pencil crayons.
pencil crayons are like smart people crayons.
Finally.
Somebody
Validation.
said that. I think it's more blue.
Okay.
I would say
agree.
it's lime.
That's not a traditional crayon color.
Oh, see?
Well, red.
Whatever.
Fuck it.
You're
Red.
wrong.
No, I'm not. You said this was an opinion thing.
I said it was like an opinion thing.
He
Yeah, it's
did
a
not.
fact.
Let's go back and.
Yeah, I see.
It's like both a fact and an opinion. Hey, it's
See?
like
There.
an opinion.
You're a fuck ass. There
You
was
wanna do
nothing
another
that
one?
divided us. Another what? Fun
Question
fact or
to see if I'm
divided?
stupid.
I'm pretty sure the jury's out on that one. I'm just trying to see if I can find anything that divides the room. Daryl, do you have an iPhone?
No.
Luke, do you have an iPhone?
Yeah.
Drew,
Did you forget my name?
did you have an iPhone?
No.
Look who's an idiot, Luke. looks like
Got
looks like the room's divided against you. I got an LG G6, and it's apparently a very old model. Had it for the last 2 years, and even then it was outdated because I got it on my phone plan for fucking free. And it still works really well.
Going from an LG to any other phone was so weird for me because that button on the back, like I got so used to it.
Yeah.
Let me know when you're done making fun of me.
Hey, Luke is gone. Do you want to just like sit here and get close to the mic?
Oh yeah. I'm
Yeah,
way
yeah.
more important. I can
Yeah,
get way
yeah.
closer to the mic. Yeah.
All right. So, Drew, you were mentioning something about moving from an LG. Yeah.
Yeah. I really appreciated the button on the back, and the way the volume keys work is a lot different than on my phone.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Daryl, do you ever have an LG phone?
Yeah, I had an LG a long time ago. It was
it pretty good?
It was a phone that did not have a SIM card. That's how old it was.
Damn, that's
that's-
pretty old.
Yeah.
That's
Let me
something
know
else.
when you miss me.
God, shut up.
I'll say one more thing. It might be splitting the room here.
All right.
I think Apple products are trash.
I think we're in agreement there. Luke, do you think Apple products are trash?
Fine.
I think we need to find a new group.
We need to find a new Luke.
Do you know another Luke?
I know a Lucas. He's all right.
Is that good enough?
It's biblical.
No, it's not.
That's a...
What?
Lucas?
Yeah.
Luke is biblical.
Come back.
We need
So
to
we need
need to
to-
learn about the Bible over here.
Okay.
First things first. First things. No, shut up. First things first.
Come back and shut up.
First things first. Luke is short for Lucas in most contexts,
In few contexts.
including biblical.
Luke, no, because Lucas is Latin and Luke is Greek, and some of the first pages of the Bible were in Greek.
Yeah.
And it's like the name Luke is a Greek name.
Yeah.
Lucas is the Latin equivalent.
Yeah.
It's not one is shorter than the other.
Yeah.
Well, one is shorter than the other.
I mean, sorry, one. It's not often unless it's the French LUC. Then Luke is it's the same name.
Oh, what if it's Lukas?
Lucas.
Yeah.
Then you have
Then
pretentious
it's still
parents.
Greek. Yeah.
That's
I don't think
way
so.
more
Then
Greek.
your parents are ass.
Yeah. Then that's still Greek. So then then Luke would be short for Lucas.
What about Lukakis?
Oh, I've taken one of those before. You're gonna shoot me when you hear this. I have never heard or met a Lukakis before.
Is it like Dukakis?
I think it's like a.
Is it like a
Greek
collection,
derivative.
a political collection of Lukes? Lukakis.
The Council of Lukes have spoken.
I think it could be. I don't know. I've heard this name somewhere before. I can't tell you that I know Lukakis.
Are you thinking of Dukakis, like the presidential candidate of the 80s?
What's the closest you've ever come to assassinating the president? Like the closest situation you have ever gone. For example, me. I've gone to the White House before. I've been outside the White House as part of visiting Washington D.C. and I was like, all right, this is neat.
But you were close.
Yeah.
Ish.
Like if I had
Relatively.
a gun and many other crucial variables, I could have hypothetically
Like
killed
something
Obama.
wrong with you.
What,
Yeah.
Just before we continue, is this a good idea to do on a recorded podcast?
I'm not saying that I want to kill Obama, the president. Clip it. Shit. Yeah, as long as I don't say that I have plans to kill Obama, the ex-president,
Clip it!
then we should be fine.
You sure?
Yeah, I think so. I'm only saying what's the closest I've ever come to killing the president. And hey, litmus test, I didn't kill the president. If you ask me, good egg right here.
If that's all it took.
To not kill the president,
And
to
then
make
you
you
were
a
a good
not
person?
president killer? Oh, okay, to make you a good person. I
Yeah,
see.
you said you were a good egg.
I think I'm a good egg for not killing the president. I've done some fucked up things. I'm not sure, they're not even funny. Like
They're just straight up bad.
the things that I've done in the past, I didn't think. Let me put it this way: from the years of I'd say 2013 to early 2016, I don't think I was a very good person. Maybe even late 2016.
3 years of your life, that's a good ratio.
Yeah, I mean, I was also a problem child growing up, so realistically, I probably. Honest to God, I'm still shit now. I still yell at you guys, so I mean, fucking, who am I to judge? But yeah, I don't think we should get into the topic of what's the worst thing we've ever done.
Didn't we ask that at school or whatever?
That's the worst thing you've ever done at school.
I guess you're innocent at that point. That's not
Well, not to mention, you couldn't do scummy things in grade 12, but not inside the school walls, odds are.
Right.
I've done many things that have, I threw an apple out the window. That almost got me expelled.
Right.
When I was in,
made someone a genius.
when I was in grade 4, I relentlessly bullied someone for being fat and then became fat myself. And, it took me until recently to go, oh, yeah, that's karma right there.
karma at its finest.
Yep.
That isn't karma, though.
Huh?
Karma
Karma is cause and effect and just the result of what happens in the universe based on your actions and also the actions of those around you and also the situations in the universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
know the
karma
Quran.
doesn't exist. Is that what you're saying right now?
Or it's like fate or destiny. It's not morality.
Yeah, it's not like the universe is going to punish you because you're bad.
I'm talking about colloquial karma. I feel like karma has two definitions now, and you had to be pretentious and fucking point out.
Technically,
Yeah. And Luke's back out of the game. All right, so
Are we
what's
playing
the closest?
Survivor now?
what's
Are we
the-
eliminating people?
Yeah, totally Luke over and over. So what's the closest you've ever come to killing the president, Daryl?
I don't think I have an answer for this. Honestly, I don't think I was ever. My dad's American. That's
That's something.
That's something.
That's about as.
Your
close as I
dad's
can
the
get.
closest you've ever come to killing the president, is what
Yeah.
you're saying. All right, Luke, you want to come back in this? Tell us about how close you came to killing the president.
I've been mad at the president sometimes.
All right, Drew, next.
On one of my trips into America, I accidentally ran a red light, and like maybe like theoretically the president could have been in a car going through that red light. Like I might have hit him theoretically.
That is an amazing answer.
It's true. It's
That's cool.
I hear that actually in some like really dangerous parts of the states, the cops tell you to run red lights.
to not stop your car.
Yeah, because like you're gonna get jumped.
Where
or
are you
something
gonna
if
be-
you do that.
It was in
Deliverance?
Detroit.
You ever seen Deliverance?
I have.
Yeah, it's a fucked up movie. It was not enjoyable.
That happens a lot with you.
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
You remember me talking about Requiem for a
Yeah,
Dream?
yeah.
I don't think it was on the podcast that I mentioned it, but I went through.
I'm back.
Hey, I went through from I'd say mid-November to I'd honestly say as late as like late June. I went through a horrible period in my life. Nothing was going right. Every time things were going better, other things would just like fuck up. And
So the natural thought was to be like, let's watch this movie.
well, no, I was just trying to focus on my work and stuff like that. And it was really hard to like focus on other things because I just go like, whatever, I'm just going to focus on my friends. And then like for very specific reasons, some of them related to me and how poorly I was handling those events. Some of them just decided to cut ties with me. And then I was left without a solid support network. You, Drew, know this very well. You, Luke, know this very well. Daryl, maybe this is like the second or third you're hearing of this.
Yep.
Yeah. It was not fun, but yeah, I just figured, whatever, I'll just watch movies. What's like one of the first movies I decide to watch? Requiem for a Dream. You ever seen it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So many other. You could have watched like the Apple Dumpling Gang. You could have watched like any comedy.
Walls
Yep.
and Gromit.
And for someone who
yeah.
felt powerless, who felt like everything was going wrong after everything was going right, and who was newly single, you can imagine why Requiem for a Dream fucked me up.
If you've seen it, naturally.
Yeah, if you've seen it. Sorry, I'm looking at Daryl while I'm saying this, who has seen Requiem for a Dream, directed by Spike Lee.
No.
All right, Paul's the idiot apparently.
Directed by Steven Soderbergh.
Nope.
Yeah, it's the
No.
sequel to Contagion. Contagion came 8 years afterwards.
Yeah.
Not to mention, Contagion had nothing. Well, you could link a few things.
If you think of addiction as a disease.
Yeah, there you go. Well done. Look at you, Johan Hari, celebrated author of Chasing the Scream. Yeah, you know nothing, Luke. I know nothing about pop culture. Before this, we were playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire on my mobile phone.
God,
Yeah.
don't
And
remind me.
yeah, all of us kind of sucked. But Luke kept screwing me out of money because he kept going like, "Oh yeah, I think this is the answer, Paul." And then like the answer would be wrong. He'd be like, "What the hell?"
That has got
Yeah,
to
but,
be
like-
the worst Luke impression I've ever heard.
Really? It's like a breathier Luke impression. It's not bad though.
All right.
What's your Luke impression?
I don't have a Luke impression.
Oh, sounds like you've got the worst Luke impression.
Yeah, but you've never heard it, so it doesn't count.
No, it does count. It
You
does
miss
count.
all the shots you don't take, Drew.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss it anyway.
Bebop James. What's his name? LeBron
Wayne
James.
Wayne Gretzky.
No, LeBron James.
LeBron James.
Bebop
Bebop James.
Yeah.
Daryl, what's your impression of me?
Hi. I'm Luke.
Okay.
All right, I take it back.
Thank you. Fuck's
This is
sake.
the best one here,
Alright.
except for me.
So we've
Let's
done our
finish the sentence. What
we've
were we
done-
talking about?
Bebop James. So let's now do impressions of Daryl.
Alright.
Alright.
This is me.
Okay, hey, no, it'll be fine.
Gotta get a bit more gravel, I think.
Yeah.
It's Daryl.
No one can hear this because you're really fucking quiet and you're not close to the mic.
It's
Cover me like a lizard.
Daryl. He's gonna make
Shaking.
videos about bad movies, and he's gonna talk on the podcast.
It sounds.
Good.
Is
Pretty
it?
good? Yeah. That's like me as a jazz adventure.
Author. Yeah. My name's Daryl. I talk very simply. Kind of got a low voice and just have this kind of diction.
It's like every sentence.
How's that? How's that?
I'll take it. I'll
Yeah,
take
thank
it.
you.
It's like every sentence he's like, he realizes mid-sentence he said everything he needs to say.
Brilliant.
Nice.
All right. Drew impersonations. Daryl, you start.
Ooh. Well, this is, I'm gonna go, to Algonquin with my mom, and we're gonna have a free house.
The head wobble really is really what makes it for me.
Visual jokes on a podcast are great. He was wobbling his head like Drew does. All right, Luke.
Don't do that though.
All right. I don't do that. All right. Anyway.
Yeah, a lot of it is like, what?
That was good.
Nice.
What? No.
That just sounds like you. That just sounds like you.
Just me.
All right.
What the fuck, Richard?
How was that, guys? Was that a good impersonation? I think I nailed his voice, yeah.
Yeah,
really good.
wow.
Here, hold on. Let me try it again.
What the fuck, Richard?
I'm trying to
Wow,
get
that's
into
really
Drew's
like
voice.
him.
I have
Yeah.
goosebumps.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me. That was my impersonation of him screaming, which is really good because if like Drew had actually screamed next to me, he would have really freaked me out with that because I don't do well with screaming in my face. Something that Drew knows.
Wow, it's a really good thing I didn't do that then.
Yeah, super good. I'm gonna be on the bed and just join Luke. You guys have fun.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
The tribe has spoken.
What's the worst thing that's ever happened to you, Luke?
This podcast. Do you guys have dreams last night?
Yeah.
Oh shit. I have. I don't remember it, so someone else needs
So
to
you
talk.
might as
Yeah.
well-
Mine was like the most stressful. I've never had a dream like this before.
Ooh,
I
good content.
I could clearly visualize it. I was looking at bank statements and there was one for a phone bill that was like $5,000. And I freaked out because I thought like I was using data so much, and it went into like this whole like lawyer thing, and lawyers really stress me out because I always think if I get into a legal battle I'm gonna lose it. So I woke up like with my heart racing and like my chest tight because I thought I had a really big phone bill, and I actually checked my phone to like make sure I wasn't over in data charges. It's fucking weird. I don't know why. Well, the mood in the room is something else right now.
I'm just trying to think about the dream that I had. I
Look,
don't
I
think
know I'm
remember.
not a fascinating person. God damn.
Oh no, you are absolutely fascinating person. Drew, let me break a piece of this chocolate off for you, my little
Piece of this jalapeno chocolate.
my little Pillsbury Doughboy. There was a picture that I saved recently because it reminded me of you.
This
Do you wanna see?
sounds bad.
Only because it probably is. Remember me talking about how I was playing Millionaire? Yeah.
What would you normally do with a fedora?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was gonna send that to Drew with a caption, "Tell him to stop wearing it," and then I never did.
What are
and
the options? Wear it, eat it,
drive it,
or
grow it? What's the answer? You own one.
Well, I used to own one more, but then I ate it, so.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay.
ice cream.
It's not last night, but a couple nights ago, I guess while I was still on the cruise, pleasure cruise.
Pleasure.
That sounds like a sex thing.
It does. That's why I
got
asked.
it. You got
That's
some
why I asked
disease.
about it because it's, a little FYI for anybody that's not been on a cruise. It's mostly seniors and families. So as like, a single male, it's not really that fun.
So don't go there to meet chicks, essentially, is what you're saying.
That's right.
Unless you're like an old couple's unicorn.
That's
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
yeah. But while I was on this cruise, I had a dream that I met up with a bunch of musicians, and we all went to a park, and we had like a musician barbecue, and we just we played like hand drums and acoustic guitars. And I woke up in the middle of the night. I was thinking, wow, I got really inspired. Like I
Sounds
need
like
to
a
make
really
this.
pleasant dream.
Yeah.
It was actually really nice.
Very nice for you.
Very-
I get a lot of nightmares.
Very pleasurable dream, one might say.
Yeah.
Very soft nightmares though. I don't remember what I dreamt last night. Fun fact: I sometimes just wake up in the middle of, I'd say the morning because I go to bed at like 4.
Yeah.
So it's always morning when you're sleeping?
Yeah, it's always morning when I wake up, baby. So I'll wake up after like maybe 3 or 4 hours of sleep and then just like go back to sleep, but I've still been conscious of the fact that I'm awake, and then I'll slip back into the dream, but the dream is drastically changed.
I've had that happen, yeah. Where
Yeah.
it's like all of a sudden you're aware it's a dream.
It's not even that I'm aware it's a dream, I'm aware that the dream happened, so my brain goes, this thing is still happening. No, it's not, it was a dream. Okay, this other thing is happening.
Oh,
but it's a
okay,
similar
yeah, yeah.
situation.
And it's like panic improv mode.
Yeah, genuinely. I guess it's kind of like a fever dream where just like a lot of stimuli are being thrown at you. I don't know, maybe. I do know that, well, I can't remember my dream last night. For a long time during that exact period of time that I was talking about, one of the things that was stressing me out was that a friend of mine was getting really close with someone who I deemed a toxic person. And so I'd frequently see them in my dreams, and they'd be like a threat in my dreams, or even they'd just be a presence, and just the fact that they were there made me go like, you, no. So
Not a scary nightmare, but like a...
unpleasant dream, yeah. And I remember this was maybe like a week ago. I was talking with a mutual friend who was saying like, yeah, that person still has feelings for this person, and like I just went, oh, that crushes me immediately, and I'm sad. And then I went to bed, and then I proceeded to have exactly the same type of unpleasant dream where they were just like front and center in the dream again. It's like, well, fucking here we go again. I haven't dreamt about them since, but it's just really unpleasant how much my dreams sometimes mirror my reality.
Yeah, I will say, like, that happens to me fairly often with people that I don't, like, necessarily talk to anymore, or I've, like, had a falling out with or whatever. Like, they will...
How could you have a falling out with someone? They'd be like, fuck you, Daryl, and you're like, well, okay.
If you say so.
I've said everything I need to say.
Yeah, I think that's what angers a lot of people. They want me to say more, and I'm like, no.
All I was saying was just, this is a podcast, you need to talk more. That's all I meant.
Okay, listen.
Boom! Boom!
No, but these people do creep up into my life, and I have
Boom.
these... I have like conversations with them, and I let out all of I air all my grievances out with them in my dreams. It's actually very therapeutic. For me.
Really? You like get angry at people in your dreams, but you don't realize. I think this is the closest you've ever come to killing the president.
I think we're learning a lot about you right now, Daryl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any hateful feelings towards any current or past presidents.
You just have bloodlust.
You just have dreams where you tell people off with things you wish you could have said, and in school you push someone into a brick wall.
Okay. I'm a different person now. All right, my dreams. I let it out in my dreams. Okay, it's safe that way. Nobody gets hurt. I don't feel guilty afterwards because it's a dream. I wake up and I'm like, oh, that was kind of messed up, and then I move on.
I'm just waiting for the day where you like don't sleep enough to the point where you think you're dreaming, but it's actually real life.
And then you just shoot me in the face.
Are
you okay?
sleepwalking? Go!
I think I preferred you on the bed, away from the podcast.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Are you sleepy? Are you a sleepy little boy?
I'm a little sleep. I'm hungry and sleepy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Me hungry.
Yeah. Okay. New topic.
Here we go.
Kid speak.
You
I
didn't-
want to address kid speak.
I didn't
When
talk
you-
about my dream.
Huh?
but-
Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
No, kids speak is really
Put a
important.
pin in it. Put a pin in it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I had a dream last night. I forget how the beginning of the dream started, but I remembered how far. Paul, get off your phone.
I'm so interested. Tell me about your dream.
I remember I was in the hospital,
Uh-huh.
and it was a really dingy hospital. And there were people. It was like a rock climbing accident I was in.
Uh-huh.
And my dad was one of the nurses, and he was like saying like and he knew
Hey, kiddo.
he's like, hey, son. And he was like, I remember this one girl had this like machine that she was hooked up to a machine that like put like this, essentially she was like bleeding out through her liver, and it would put it in plastic bottles so the doctors could like store them away.
So they would like take all the blood out?
It was a machine that like processed her like bleeding out, and then just like put it in plastic bottles and put it in the fridge or something. And he's like, she's not gonna make it. and it like
I
there's a lot of
thought he was gonna say she's not gonna notice.
that. But
We took about 3 pints of blood out of her through her liver. She won't notice a thing.
It's in you to give.
but I remember.
It's not like you didn't dream of like her bleeding out through her liver and then suddenly Newfoundland and Labrador.
Halfway through, it turns into an infomercial.
Yes.
Tired of this happening to you?
But I saw this woman in half.
But there was a lot of people that were dying, and my dad was like, "You gotta, like, you'll be fine, but like this, you gotta get out of here." And then we went, and then I was on like a big houseboat going down like a river.
Boat?
I heard housebook.
Houseboat.
Okay, cool.
Houseboat.
Like the shoe store.
Oh, Payless. Got it. You're at Payless.
I was on a
that
Payless.
boathouse?
I was going down a river in a Payless, and there was this big. And I remember running into a teacher from high school. We were like sort of vacationing. It looked almost like the swamps in like Florida. You know what we're talking about?
The Everglades, yeah.
The Everglades, yeah. But it was kind of like a mix of that and like, you know, like Algonquin or like something like in Canada. And we were just sort of swimming in the lake and whatever. And then I ran into my high school teacher who knew and had a weird, like, kind of sort of cool relationship with a giant squid that lived there and was like very temperamental. And then it chased us and it got me. Like it was an enormous squid, and it was like, it's not like a giant squid like, you know, like that. Yeah. You know, it's a what's going on, Daryl? Yeah, it's a giant.
You can't say you know and then not explain.
It was like a kraken size. It was a kraken sized like giant squid, and it was like in the rooms of the houseboat.
This is like Act 3.
Yeah.
Act 2 is you sailing down the Everglades in a Payless.
Yeah.
Act 1 was you got
hospital.
a hospital
And
with
there's a
your
whole
dad
prologue
and the
that I don't
liver.
remember. Yeah, and then it got me, and then we went to like an open house of a school, and it disguised itself as a human being. I don't know how, and then I burned the boat and left.
When is this short film coming out?
You burned the boat?
Yeah, because I was like, it can't go anywhere. It's gotta be here.
What the? Why?
I don't know. I'm not illogical in my sleep.
That's fair, I suppose.
This is one of those dreams too that it's like after you wake up and then you sleep in a little bit, you know, and your like mind's like already going because you've woken up a little bit.
It looks like you've lost your mind. Anyway, so kid speech.
You're just holding on to that. You're like,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
Just go ahead. Go ahead. Just talk.
This might be something that divides the room. we talk about kid speak here. You know, like with
lime
friends,
green.
with with friends, with lovers, perhaps. You know, sometimes you're either the recipient or the giver of like
The great book.
Yeah.
of like kid speak. So you're like, oh man, I don't want to go to school today. You know, like something as mild as that.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't even know what the biggest version of like kid speak is, like, my widow tummy hurts, like that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. Where do you draw the line on kid speak? And what do you think it's implicative of? Because I've talked to a couple bed partners who notice that I get like cuddly and just like a bit more childish after like I get sleepy. Yeah. And I remember one was like, you get all cuddly and stuff like that. Do you have a mommy fetish? And I was like, no, no. And then it made me think about like what I want from it. And then like I had a 2-year-long relationship after that where both of us talked kitty, and I realized I really fucking was into that. Not sexually, just want to clarify that.
Yeah.
Immediately when it came out.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I was like really, really into that. And then like I talked kitty in like my next like pseudo relationship, and the other person was totally okay with it, but they didn't talk kitty, and it still felt weird to me. And then I realized I think I just like being immature with people that I feel very comfortable and intimate with.
Yeah.
But the fact that a lot of people associate it with, I want to be treated like a little child, that is so very not me. And to the extent that it made me uncomfortable, that I realized that was a possibility.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think as long as it's not like, if it's not like bleeding into like a fetish or I mean, like, hey, do whatever you want, man. But like, I think that if I I would be uncomfortable with that if I was in a relationship where someone like talked kitty like during sex. I'd be like, that's fucked up.
Oh yeah, during sex you need to act at least 13.
Oh my god.
I said at least.
But
Clip that.
You have to be old enough to listen to My Chemical Romance, at least.
Yeah. Just want to say for the record, I do not have intercourse with anybody who's under 19 because that's too weird for me.
Yeah.
Anyway, proceed.
Yeah. But it's a.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for making that clear.
Yeah.
Well, it's because
That threw me off a little bit.
yeah.
Just to be clear, I don't have sex with anybody at least 5 years younger than me.
My 23. It would be 4, wouldn't it?
What?
God damn, Luke, keep talking.
I don't know what to say.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I think also like as long as it's not like a like I also get that idea of like being sort of like a little, you know, like when you're intimate with somebody, you don't have to like speak with the dictation of some sort of like
Paul Robson or something.
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, 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 yeah. You don't have to be James Mason every time you're close with somebody.
Partner, come here.
But
I desire relations.
yeah, but I think it's also weird when it's like that's most of your relationship, you know? You know what I'm talking about?
It sounds a bit judgy because that's definitely how I acted around my last relationship a lot of the time.
Well, then you're weird.
I mean, we
I
all
just
know
like
that.
I just like enjoyed being immature. I still enjoy being immature in other ways on this fucking podcast. If I'm just like talking about something and I go like next, like that's immaturity.
Yeah, like when
think
you
I
pull
just-
out your phone when I talk about my dream about the giant squid.
I just didn't care about it. That's all.
It had a full hero's journey.
Yeah, it's true. But like, did it have a recurring nightmare of someone I personally dislike? No. I don't dislike any giant squids.
How do you feel about his dad?
Oh, that's true. You know what? I'm sorry. I should have been paying attention. I just hate your dad. I don't. Stop giving me that look. Daryl, where do you sit on Kid Speak? You're the oldest among us, so as our ambassador of goodwill,
Okay.
like the blimps. No, that's Goodyear. Keep talking.
I would say that it's just like role playing, you know, it's like whatever, it's fair game, like big kid speak can be whatever, you know, not in the bedroom necessarily, just like role playing is like, oh, you know, I'm doing a character right now or whatever, right? But, you know, I think I would say that if you're gonna take it there, why not go all the way? Why not, you know, just...
Fuck a kid.
Was not going there. Was not...
This is why, when you asked, hey, why would you even say that you only have sex with people with 19 or older? That is why.
Oh my god.
No, I just mean like,
See,
you know...
because I said that and you said fuck a kid, now you're the resident kid fucker of the group.
I don't know, like...
Dimitri, it's not true.
It's weird for other people. Like if you go out in public and you're like, oh, she will be oh, dooba dooba doo doo.
What do you think Kid Speak is?
You sound
know.
like the terrorists in Team America.
You sound like a sim if they broke out of an asylum.
Well, that's how I consider kids. It's not for me. All right? It's not for me, this
Okay.
kid speak. But I don't judge that. I necessarily, like, I don't really care. I just don't want to see it in public necessarily. Like, I don't want to be
I
dealing
don't mind
with a
them,
couple.
what you do in your own house. I just don't want to see it.
I would
I don't
want
wanna
them to
deal
live in
with-
my neighborhood.
Well,
Yeah,
like I'll give you an
really.
example of something like moderate. Like when my last partner and I were out in public and they'd go like, "Oh, let's do this thing," and they knew it would embarrass me. I'd go like, "No, stop!" Like that sort of thing. That's a little bit kiddie.
Yeah.
That's not anything that's like awkward, I don't think, to other people,
Yeah,
because
I
that's
don't
also
think
just
so.
like a reaction of bashfulness.
I do that to my friends.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
kid speak.
Yeah, yeah.
So that has broadened this discussion. What do you think about that, Daryl?
I think it's fine. I think I was really referring to more like cutesy, like, I don't know, not quite, it's hard to say, but more cutesy coupley stuff.
Okay.
Like being
that-
into it.
I'm just talking about kid speak as an umbrella term, not
Yeah.
just cutesy, coupley, whatever the fuck. Even though my example was cutesy and coupley, Luke's wasn't.
That's true. It's fair game. Whatever. You can use a voice. You can do anything as long as it's not you know, too offensive or like, you know.
I do like accents.
Yeah.
In bed?
Yeah.
I think again, you know, it depends on the accent, but it's like that's another thing where it's like you're having fun. Why stop that fun?
That's fair. Accents in bed.
I was just
Would that
thinking-
be like offensive if you were having sex with like a French person and you were just like, oh,
How do you like my
I think it
baguette?
would be.
I once.
What if you did,
Nah,
like-
I'm not going to tell you that story. Yeah.
What if you did, like, what if you were having sex with a partner and they started doing like racist accents?
Okay. I
During
guess I am
sex.
telling
It
this
depends.
story.
Well, surely you have.
Oh, is this the story you
So-
told me not too long ago?
I'm not sure. I once had intercourse with a person of possible Asian descent.
Oh, okay, this is not the same one. Okay.
I want to know what. We can cut it out later, but I want to know what that story
The
was.
afraid to get wet story.
Oh my god! No, but I can tell that one too. I once had intercourse with someone of possible Asian descent, and
You
they
sound
were
like an anthropologist.
Possible.
they
descent.
and they one of their things that they were struggling with, they were trying to figure out where the line of like submissiveness and like objectification and like this is too far was going.
Okay.
And one thing that they thought that maybe they could get into was like being objectified by their race. And I go like, how would that even? And then we talked about it for a bit more, and then we ended up partaking in coitus. And like as a joke, as I was like inside them, I would just like moan into their ear, "Oh, you're so Asian." And that's my story. I'm not going to tell the second story. Drew, what do you think about
Could I
Kid
tell
Speak?
it?
I'm gonna go with the in casual conversation to start. I'm a big fan of doubling down on a joke. I like to
Man after my own heart.
to race to the what I would consider finish line, which is the line that people draw. Like if you go too far, I like to be the first one there.
Why?
Because to me, the best joke is the one that's just behind the line.
Is that why we're good friends? Because I keep doing that with you?
Yeah, and I really
Sweet.
like it.
Okay.
But like that's the perfect spot for a joke for me. And like sometimes just pushing past so like half the people are like, what the fuck? And the other half of the people are all about it.
Like joking about fucking a kid for rent.
Yeah. Exactly.
Just to pull out of thin air.
So like the kid speech thing is like if you start that shit and I'm like ready to go,
You're gonna go
I'm
right
gonna go to
to
the next thing, then you're gonna go to the next thing, and I'm gonna go to the next thing.
So what is it's yours? It's like immediately, I'm a little baby or something like that.
No, like
I made a poopy.
doubling down, not like trying to get to the end immediately, but like trying to encourage
You
a race
just
between the
said
two.
okay. You just said you want to get to the finish line first.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just said
but
that.
that doesn't matter if the other person isn't participating.
Okay.
If they don't step it up after I do, then it's no fun.
So I needed to say I want to fuck 2 kids after your
Yeah.
fucking joke.
No, that one was straight to the finish line, right?
All right, cool. Just making sure. I'm sorry I didn't assist you in that amazing joke.
I'm really hungry.
That is an amazing thing to put in a podcast.
Sorry, everybody.
I'm really hungry.
Oh, this baby want a bottle.
No!
I think we found out what Luke
I
is
have a
into.
degree!
Yeah, sorry everybody. It's gonna be a short one today because apparently Luke is hungry.
I can keep going.
Yeah? Are you sure?
Yeah.
You little bitch. Luke is collapsing on the floor right now, looking like he's about to start crying. I feel like it was a mistake bringing up kids' speech on this.
You're the one that did it.
It's fun. I wanted to make like one episode of Credit Zero, not about like sex, and not me just always bringing sex into discussion.
Why did you talk about kid speech then?
Because that has nothing to do with sex, first of all.
It does when your first story is like, oh, I was with a partner and we were getting intimate.
Possible
That was-
Asian descent.
That wasn't. That was not involving kid speech. That was involving specifically like being racist.
No, that story was, but the first kid speech story.
The first kid speech story was not about sex, though.
It was just a
Kind of
couple.
relationship.
Well, I guess
Yeah.
cuddling and
Sex-
like, you know,
sex
it's,
is a
That
big
has
part of
that has nothing to do with sex. I can cuddle with someone that I don't have sex
It-
with. I can have sex with someone I don't cuddle with.
I mean, yes to both those things.
Yes.
But that's like
Daryl's
saying,
nodding right now.
That's like saying kissing has nothing to do with sex.
It doesn't.
It's not sex, but it's like related.
It can be related. That's like saying, oh, well, food is a part of sex then, because it can be.
I mean, depending on who you ask.
You guys don't get turned on when you eat?
Huh?
You guys don't get turned on when you eat?
Have
That's
you
disgusting.
ever seen me watch this?
Daryl, leave me out to dry.
Listen, you can make all the jokes you want to. When you start bringing food into the bedroom, all right.
Is that genuine?
out.
Like that's a serious thing you're
It's not serious.
genuine? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, me too. Thank you. Everyone's always like, "Oh, I could try food," and I always ask them, "Why?"
Yeah, that doesn't seem like something that would appeal to me.
Also, it's like infections and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's
whipped
not-
cream.
You're not
chocolate,
getting like
no,
raw
just-
meat.
No, but if you put anything inside yourself,
I mean, there's other ways.
there's gonna
Like a
get
drumstick.
yeah. There's this weird like. Oh, I gotta be as kinky as possible. Sorry, my parents, if you're listening to this. I gotta be as kinky as possible. I gotta shove like a popsicle up my fucking womanhood and stuff like that. Or I gotta shove a popsicle up my partner's womanhood or something like that. I'm just gonna take a pause right there and say that is absolutely a way to get infections. You're never gonna wash all the sugary juice off there. You're not meant to get sugary juice up there.
Put a condom on
That
it.
sounds so gross.
Yeah!
Put a condom on it.
But then the
Under
whole
popsicle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the point is that it's cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then it'll make the condom cold.
Why don't you just put ice up there?
That would be good.
Actually, somebody
yeah,
was
you know what?
somebody was telling me about putting ice cubes up a cooch before.
Up a cooch.
We said the word!
Gucci.
Where's the ding ding ding? There it is.
Word of the
we
day.
got the yeah.
The title of this podcast.
Episode 3, Cooch.
Brought to you
Brought to you
by
by-
Adam and Eve.
Disgusting. Yeah, ice. You can get water up there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've heard of ice play before.
that's probably fine. But food is gross. Food is disgusting.
Because the food won't taste as good because there's juices in it.
Well, also the sex won't be as good because you're getting food involved.
I don't mind the juices. I don't mind the food. It's just like, you don't need an extra sauce. Why would you bother?
What if you make the food knowing that your oils will be in it?
Yeah, what then, Daryl?
My oils?
Yeah.
Yeah, your natural man oils.
Well, I'm not normally consuming that. So
Daryl,
I would be like,
Daryl, it's quiz time. You need to name for me 5 bodily fluids. Ready, go.
oh my god. Spit.
1,
Sweat.
2,
Blood.
3,
Think of your penis.
Snot.
4,
Tears.
5.
You pointed the penis.
I
Well
did.
done. Well done. That was really good of you.
Yeah, it was
Continue.
Urine.
Mucus.
Maybe.
Oh, I didn't mean continue with the answers. I meant continue with whatever you're talking about beforehand.
I don't remember. I'm very easily distractible.
That's fair. I'm sorry. You good?
Yeah.
Drew, you had something you wanted to talk about on this podcast, and I think we've been pretty rude by not allowing you to talk about it. So go ahead.
Well, given your immediate reaction to my look, I feel like you're just here to stir shit.
Oh, are you just outing me on this podcast? Is that the topic you wanted to talk
Is this
about?
a-
I'm blowing the lid off the operation.
Is this a guy?
the lid off this operation.
Oh god, I regret this entire episode. I'm just gonna call this episode a mistake.
Can you cut it so that it's just my dream? And that's it.
It's just like a 5-minute podcast.
No, I can't do that. Believe it or fucking not.
It's the intro of my dream, and then stay tuned.
Yeah, that's what we say famously at the end of every After School Arcade podcast.
Oh, what's our catchphrase then?
I'm
What is
blowing the lid off this operation.
Is that genuinely? Yeah.
No.
I
It's
do
your
have-
catchphrase.
I don't have catchphrases, but I do say things frequently. Blowing the lid off this operation is one. I also just come up with a pet name for Drew every single episode. Every single serialized episode. Didn't do it in the bonus episode.
Spoilers.
Oh,
Coming out.
fuck you, Drew. This one I called you Pillsbury Doughboy. I think I called him a little bacon burger in episode 2.
You definitely called me that, yeah.
Candy Baby was episode 1. I remember that one like it was yesterday. That was a good time. I was thinking of doing it alliteration, so my little Fedora Flippin' Freddy. My little Miss Marple.
Nope.
Yes, absolutely.
Nope.
You are, as of today, my little Miss Marple. Does this affect you?
No, you already asked me that.
Yeah, probably. I can't explain what it was, though, because it's a podcast and anyone's watching visual. Yeah?
No, I was gonna think about. I'm going back to the kid speak because now it's all that's
Really?
on my mind.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I think that's also patronizing. Now that I think about it. Kid speak can be very patronizing.
It
to
can
somebody.
be if like you were deferring the actual act of kid speech to the other person, but if you're making it a part of your inherent personality and other people have to deal with you,
Not to be a dick, but it's patronizing.
what is patronizing?
You said patronizing.
Yeah, but what's what?
Drew is correcting him on his pronunciation of patronize.
Oh, not to be a dick, but that just cancels out the not to be a dick, but.
Literally, anytime you say not to be a dick, but you're being a dick.
Well, unless
A
you.
dick butt.
Yeah, there it is. Well, you could just subvert it. Not to be a dick, but you look good today.
Yeah, we're gonna start that trend real fast.
Not to be a dick, but.
Oh, good. It is really much on your mind. I'm saying like.
You look good today.
Are we making this the
Okay.
whole episode?
Again, I have
We are now.
to give it a situation with a partner, just because I've got so much extensive history with kids
Well,
speak.
brag about it.
Fuck you. But if you're like in bed and you're just like curled up with the blankets, and they're like, "Do you want me to get you anything?" And you're like, "I want milk," like that sort of thing. That's not like patronizing or anything
That's
like that.
funny.
Yeah, exactly.
Hilarious.
That's humor.
Yeah.
That's comedy.
That's what I call
Classic
comedy.
comedy.
Classic
Don
comedy.
Rickles used to do that.
So I had a friend who played, who mained DK and Diddy Kong in Smash, and they were the most annoying person to play against in Smash ever, because when they played as Diddy Kong, you know how like one of the things in Diddy Kong when you play in Smash is to throw a banana behind you, like a
Yeah.
banana peel? He would do that, and every opportunity he could, every time he did, he'd go, classic comedy. Every single time. And he'd always say with the same voice, no matter whether he was like losing or anything like that, he's like, oh, fuck you, I had 3 lives left. Classic comedy.
Just turned into a soundboard for a second.
Yep.
I'm not touching that one.
No?
Not with a 10-foot pole.
But you'd be fine with like talking about kid speak for maybe 30 minutes solid after the rest of us were done with it 3 times in a row.
Maybe you're done with kid speak.
I have a feeling like I helped you discover a fetish or something like that.
Oh God. I
we're-
mean, that's good content, but this is horrible for me.
We're gonna go get food after this, and he's gonna be like, "Hey, can I get a burger?"
I want it with mayonnaise.
I want a glass of milk.
Can I get my fries extra crispy?
Can you order your fries extra crispy?
Not at a fast food restaurant.
Maybe.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Shap. I'm sorry, Mr. Shap.
Daryl, what's the closest you've ever come to dying?
Huh.
Ooh, I don't know.
If anyone else has an immediate answer, yeah, Luke.
Yeah. Apparently, when I was a little baby, I was in one of those like float things where you put your legs through and you just sort of float. They put that.
You're gonna have to explain.
Okay, it's an inflatable thing for babies, so that like, so it's.
So you were in a pool.
Picture a
No,
tube.
no.
Picture a
yeah,
tube.
a little tube,
Okay.
and then it's like you sit in it, and your legs are sort of dangling like a little duck. And there's and you as a baby can like enjoy the water, and your parents can watch you and make sure that they don't have to hold you the whole time. And one time, my dad had me in that, and he turned around, and my feet were in the air, and I almost
flipped over.
flipped over.
Yeah, but isn't the whole design of it to make sure that your parents don't have to hold you?
It was the '90s.
All right.
Nothing was good.
Okay, Drew.
It's the end of grunge.
The closest thing I ever came to dying, that was not a sentence. I had a little problem when I was younger. I had what's called idiopathic seizure disorder. It's basically epilepsy, but they didn't know what caused any of the seizures.
Boo. Nope, not that.
No.
Okay.
I don't have
Very
any anymore. I'm allowed to drive now.
Oh, congratulations.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
This one time, I was playing basically keep up with a balloon with my friend in their basement.
Are they still alive?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I turned around and saw that friend's brother walking down the stairs. And the
He's
moment,
still alive.
yes,
Cool.
The moment I saw his face, I had an episode and I fainted, and I slammed my head on the coffee table and like ricocheted off and hit the ground and started
Okay.
having a seizure.
Okay.
And
I
you
didn't
still-
die. I'm still alive. But like, yeah, I didn't feel any pain, so like whatever.
God damn. Speaking of don't feel no pain, fun fact, I don't have any nerve clusters. You know how it like really hurts when you get pinched like near the end of the arm?
Oh yeah, right. I used to twist people's arm like that all the time in school.
Yeah. Hold on. What? Twist arm? That would probably
No,
still
like grab
this.
a chunk of skin and
Oh,
then
yeah,
just
it
turn.
sucks.
Oh yeah.
sounds
Hold on.
like-
We're gonna do a little operation game here.
Getting turned.
All right. I've got my arm out. Drew, do your worst.
I haven't done it in so long.
That's fine.
I feel like it's gonna awaken something inside me.
Nothing.
Nothing at all?
Nope.
Really?
No
that
nerve
shit
clusters.
causes bruises.
Evidently. I think I may have a bruise now.
You
but
might.
Yeah, my karate club is furious because whenever they want to practice chokeholds, they always go like, and you want to do this, and your partner will know when it hurts because they'll tap out. And I'm just sitting there going like, I feel the blood rush into my head, and they never want to use me as the example dummy because I don't.
You just won't feel pain.
I don't feel like. Okay, so if you were to just like that or something like that, I'd still feel it. Like if someone were to punch me in the face, I'd feel pain, but I don't have nerve clusters.
So it's like
It's really,
reduced.
really sensitive areas. Nothing. Yeah,
Is that
exactly.
just in your arm? Or is that like all over your body?
all over my body?
Except one place?
Yeah, one. Oh, you remember? How do you remember that?
That was. Never mind. It was a dick joke.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm desensitized there too. Right about here-ish on my wrist, if you bend it a certain way, I don't remember how, but one of my senseis discovered it, and I just discovered it again now. What's up?
Have you? So you don't have any nerve clusters. Have you prayed for God's forgiveness?
No, I'm Greek, so I prayed to
Greek Orthodox God, which is
Poseidon?
God.
Zeus. I prayed to Zeus.
You're pagan.
I'm not even Greek.
Yeah.
This is a sham.
Also, a
Obviously.
lot of Greeks are Greek Orthodox, so you're essentially Catholic.
Well, Daryl, what is the closest you've ever come to death?
Okay.
It
Well-
sounded like you were gonna rebuttal, and then you just switched up.
That was the
Thanks for
joke.
That was a pivot.
Also, to be a dick, it's rebut. Rebuttal is the noun.
All right.
Not
To
to
be
be
a-
a dick or to be a dick?
To be a dick. I
That
said
is the
that's
question.
specific. Well done.
Yeah.
Daryl.
Well done. What's the closest you ever come to die?
When
ahead there, Batman.
when I was 6 years old, my dad got into a car accident, or my family, I guess, and
Was it like your mom in the other car?
no, she was in the car. So it was wintertime, and the car like skidded across some ice, and we hit a guardrail.
Oof.
But what was really dangerous about it was that my parents don't really care. They didn't really watch me at that point. I was lying down on the back seat. Like, I don't know, I was like 6 or 7.
Did you not have a seatbelt on?
No, but I had 2 seatbelts, so I took the seatbelt from one side and I clipped it over to.
I mean, really, who
all the way
hasn't
else.
done that
This
to
is
lie
ex-
down in the back?
This is exactly
Me!
You've never done that?
No, because
No.
it's not safe.
I did
We
that shit
found
all
the
the
truth.
time.
How is this the thing that divided us?
Yeah,
I want to
so,
go back to crayons and kids speak. Yeah, go ahead.
So instead of belting in the middle belt at the middle seat, I just lay down and I took 2 different belts and I clipped them on either side, so it was kind of like a cross X or whatever. But my nose was right in front of the console of the car. So when we finally hit the guardrail, my head went fully into the middle portion of it.
Oh.
I broke my nose. It wasn't that much, but that was the closest.
Could have been worse.
It could have.
All right, that's the closest you've ever come to death.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Thank you for listening to Credit Zero.
Do I not get to go?
Oh yeah, you.
Hey,
you go.
Paul.
Well, you got
Yeah.
a good story.
Oh, I've got several, dude.
Paul, did you almost die?
I did.
Oh my god.
All right. There are 4 things that we could go with here. 2 of them. You know what? I'm an honest man. I'm just gonna say for the record, this isn't funny, but 2 of them were suicide attempts that almost succeeded. There, done. Fucking cut it, ship it, print it. Stop laughing, Drew. It's not funny. It's a serious epidemic. One of them was an idiotic move on my part, where my friend Nathan was coming to visit a cottage that I was at, and I was like, "Fucking Nathan!" So like when Nathan showed.
Fucking love this guy.
Yeah, Nathan is cool. So when Nathan showed up, I was like, it's Nathan! So I ran across the street, did not look both ways. There was a car that came so close at full speed to hitting me that it actually caught, like, you know how I wear, like, baggy open, like, jackets and stuff like that? It caught the jacket.
Ooh. And you like felt it tug?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's how close I was to, like, probably 80 to 100 kilometer per hour car.
Yeah, I don't know
going
if that's
by.
survivable. That's
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
one thing that was close. And Nathan, of course, was on the other side of the street going,
fucking Paul.
oh, he was just color drained from his face, and everyone was like, "You fucking idiot!" And I was like, "What?" And then I went to Nathan, and I was like, "It's good to see you, Nathan." And he was like, "There was a car." And I was like, "Oh, I know, but I'm alive now." It was one of those situations where like you either freak out along with everyone else, or you don't freak out because you're alive. So you try to play it cool, and you're like, "Whatever, man."
Yeah.
So I just whatever man did. Okay. And the last way that I was closest to death, this one takes the prize. I died.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, while under surgery, while under the knife, I died, and I knew that because I was under anesthesia, and I was going like, "Yeah, man, this is gonna be weird."
Nathan!
You look up, it's your doctor.
I'm gonna be cutting you open. Fucking Nathan, man.
So I fucking I went under, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna wake up immediately. This is gonna be so weird." And then I didn't, and I dreamed, and there were so many. Did I ever explain to you guys the dream?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. So, the anesthesia started to take effect, and I was like, we don't need no education. And then I fell asleep. And,
We don't need no education.
we don't need no thought control.
No
All right,
dog sarcasm in the classroom.
let's get serious. All right, so.
Is this the Pick on Luke episode all of a sudden?
Every episode of Pick on Luke when you live in the great state of California. So anyway, I fell under, and I felt this like weird thing wash over me, and my first thought was like this really incoherent, "Hey, fuck you, whatever, I'm in a thing." But then I was like, "No, wait, I shouldn't be in a thing." But I was not conscious enough to know why I shouldn't, and I don't know how much time had passed by this point. But yeah, I felt this weird, like, out-of-body experience. Like, I felt like I was outside of myself. And I felt like my center drained downwards. Like when you're going up a roller coaster and you feel yourself go...
Yeah.
And I felt like my center of gravity getting lower and lower and lower. Like you were going up on a roller coaster going... except never going back down. And then... two dreams happened in rapid succession. Well, not rapid succession, but in succession. Dream number one... I started what I can only assume was like this weird hallucinating type of thing where I was starting to get like vivid imagery of memorabilia from my childhood coming back at me, like old cartoons, toys,
Like literally your life flashed before your eyes?
coloring books, almost like that, except they were things that clearly weren't things from my childhood. And each one would take like boom, 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 boom. It was that fucking fast. And I remember there was a pattern to them. Number one was, oh, I remember this from my childhood. Oh, this I would definitely remember from my childhood is number two. Number three was, oh, this one was from later on in my childhood. And number four was, I don't remember that one this much. And then it would just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Not that fast. It was like 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, exactly. And just like image after image after image. And they were all like these cartoonish type things. And I remember I could, in that moment, even try to steer my mind away from it and go, no, this isn't real. None of this is real. And also, if I'm thinking right now, I should be thinking about the people that matter to me. And I was trying to steer my thoughts away and think of my friends like Jacob and Haven and stuff like that. And I was thinking, no, I should be thinking about them right now.
Not like Arthur and like the Weekenders. Those are cartoons, by the way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. And they weren't even like real cartoons or anything like that. My mind was just making them up, and it was really fucking weird. And if I let my mind get lazy and just wasn't actively thinking about like Jacob or Haven or whoever the fuck, it would just go back to the 1, 2, 3, 4, and my mind would be fooled, but on like a surface level. Like, oh yeah, I remember that, and then I'd have to consciously think, no, I don't.
That's interesting that you were like basically just asleep and still had the forethought to be like, I should be thinking about what's important to me.
I have a lot of lucid dreams. I mean, I've just talked about my dreams and how they very much relate to my real life and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they also relate to how I'm feeling. Put a pin in this. I want to talk about the moon dream I had once.
The moon.
The moon. Dream number 2 was a lot less cheerful. It was basically, I sometimes have dreams as well. Oh, we want to talk about dreams where like, I'm aware. I frequently have dreams. Have I told you about Riley, my old friend?
Yeah.
Yeah. Riley was my best friend of 7 years. Depressed as fuck, allergic to Prozac and every other antidepressant under the sun. Really tragic tale. Took his own life when I was 18 in 2014. And one of the ways that I coped with it was that I had these dreams where he, as a dead guy, was talking to me, catching up with me, and like I got to talk to him about life and stuff like that. And it was never like, oh, hey, it's great to see you. What are you doing in life? It was never like a delusional thing. It was like, yeah, I am dead, and I'm sorry about that. What can you do? So anyway, do you want to talk about your life and fill me in? So I guess it was just my mind projecting like a version of my old friend to just go like, yeah, he's still a part of my life. And I guess with the realist in me, didn't want to imagine him still being alive, but instead go like, yeah, you're already dead, but you exist as a thing in my mind, and this is a dream. So like even in those dreams, I
So
could
it
remember.
became lucid.
I guess, yeah. I'm not sure if that's lucid because I didn't decide the dream. Whatever. So yeah, this was another dream where just like Riley was there, and I remember I didn't know what the fuck the dream was at the time because you don't know where you are. Even in lucid dreams, you don't really know where you are. But I remember him distinctly saying to me, "Hey, looks like we're closer than ever." And I just figured that was just because we had a lot of dreams. And then when I woke up afterwards, after that, I found out that I had died halfway through surgery. And I just sort of went retrospectively, ha ha ha, like very uncomfortable ha-has. And he then felt bad for me and told me what would happen in my life, like very specific things. And I used to be a man who didn't believe in destiny or fate. I'm going to say right now, I have most of these things that written down. I don't remember some of the others. Everything that I remember to write down, and a lot of them are hyper-specific, have happened so far, which is really fucking weird. I've talked to you about that, right? Yeah, and I gave you the
It's like
examples.
this weird psychic, like, connection almost.
I don't fucking know. It's probably coincidence. I don't want to sound like a nut who goes like, "It goes surreal," like anything like that. But yeah, that was fucking weird. And that is when I woke up, I was like, "Hey, I thought anesthesia, you weren't supposed to dream. Why did I dream?" And the ICU people were like, "Ha ha ha. Okay, so," and then they explained to me that I died.
How long were you out for? Like, how long did for your heart?
That is a very good question. I didn't think to ask that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Either that or I did, and I don't remember.
Fair.
We should call him up.
Yo, dog! How long was I dead? Put
Put it on the speakerphone. Put it on the podcast.
Special guest, the doctor that killed me. I mean, it had a 6% mortality rate, so I knew what I was getting into, but, like, yeah. And I'm part of that 6% now. I just skewed... It could be 7 now.
You're a statistic.
Oh, fucking gross. But yeah, I'm glad that if I was part of that statistic, at least I came back.
True.
And not to mention... I didn't even tell my parents at the time that I was going to do this surgery because they were already really concerned due to the aforementioned 2 other ways that I was closest to death, so I never wanted to talk to them about ways I was close to death. And, yeah, they said, like, a 6% mortality rate. And also, these were good doctors who were like, yes, you need this surgery. The doctors beforehand, who were, like, looking at me after one of my suicide attempts, looked at, like, the condition of my lungs and went, yeah, you probably have 6 months to live. Turns out, no, I didn't. And also, even if I did... That was only if I refused a surgery, and they didn't tell me about that the surgery was an option.
Wow.
Oh.
Just
After
dropping that bomb.
After a suicide attempt.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I could technically sue them if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Whatever. They were St. Catherine's doctors. They probably were shit anyway.
You need
There's
the money.
amazing stories about doctors just not giving all the information or being like, you're fine, don't
Well,
worry
yeah,
about it.
as well. Like, I had to tell... So my friend Haven and I, we were in a tough spot at that point in our friendship because, like, I was already kind of a wreck, and she was kind of exhausted of me being a wreck. She stayed around and was a friend, the poor dear, but, like, I also had to look her in the eyes and tell her, hey, I've got 6 months to live. And, like, witness her reaction, which, by the by, as you can probably predict, was fucking heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Telling any friend that, and then finding out afterwards, oh, there's a way out. It's like, motherfucker, you could have told me...
And you wouldn't have had to have that conversation at all.
Yeah! Oh, yeah, so frustrating. That's the closest I ever came to death.
I could just imagine the doctors calling you up. Hey, by the way, there is a way out. I just kind of forgot to mention that.
Like 4 months later.
Doctor's like passive aggressive. Yeah, call me an asshole. You know how hard it is to be a doctor?
I went to school.
Your pancreas is bad. Click.
It's bad. The medical... It's bad. I don't like it.
Your liver's weird.
What
liver
it
is
just
weird?
looks weird.
What liver isn't weird?
The one that gets bled out in your dream. See, I paid attention.
Yeah.
I was on my phone.
Oh,
I
I
was
should
writing
also-
down notes.
I should also state that her liver was also like she was walking for some reason.
She
was
wasn't
like,
real, for the record.
No, yeah, this is a woman. This is also like this is not.
That doesn't mean she's not real.
Yeah, no, but yeah.
Women are
also,
No women are real.
It's just men with vages.
Wow. But
What?
she was walking around. Paul. She was walking around, and her liver was in a machine.
Uh-huh.
Like she was like, "Oh yeah, like we're gonna treat your liver, and you can like go and
Just like
be
drop it off for a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah,
and
yeah.
come
Treat
back.
your liver. We're gonna
Pick
give
it
it
up
a nice
later.
little steak sandwich.
steak sandwich." Their liver was
Well, okay, what does your liver like to eat, fuck ass? Insulin?
supplements, probably.
No, wait, insulin is the pancreas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I guess the liver likes to eat toxins and then spit them out again.
Oh, that's cute.
Time to get drunk.
Oh, wait, so that, if you attract a lot of toxic people, can I just be like, you're a liver?
No,
Why
that
not?
doesn't work.
It attracts toxins and then, well, then it rehabilitates them. Okay, if you're the type of person that likes to, like, attract bad people and work on them and try to make them better people.
Maybe if you
That's
like
not the same.
find bad people.
Yeah, but also like the liver doesn't like make the toxins okay. It just collects them and spits them out.
Okay. I get it. I understand.
Okay.
Daryl, shut up.
What?
Yeah. No, it was a good dream. That squid was really scary.
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dream involving my memorabilia was not unpleasant like some of my dreams normally are.
Yeah.
Like the moon dream was pretty unpleasant.
Do you want to talk about
Let's
that?
take that pin out.
Yeah.
Yeah? All right,
Put it
cool.
back.
Well,
Yeah.
I had a dream. This was probably around the mid-March area, so when I was still doing really poorly. And I was dreaming that, because I was still part of the university's improv group then, that was fun. And I dreamed that we were at this like weird, like really fancy waterfront place.
Yeah.
Like this nice little garden with, you know, like the stone structures and stuff like that. And I remember that like they were doing some improv thing over there, like over yonder in the distance, and I was like, man, I'm really proud of all the people who managed, you know, this university improv this year. Way to go, you guys. And like I just wandered around, and there are some details that are not really relevant to this story, but they just happened in the dream, so I'll just leave them be. But they were just like things that resulted from my paranoia and stuff like that. Like I saw people saying and doing certain things and stuff like that. And I was like, oh man, turns out I am a scumbag, or something like that. And then eventually there was this weird commotion happening in the over yonder area where people were performing and watching. And you could see like people were freaking out, but in the sort of the, ha, like that sort of thing, not like full on screaming.
Yeah.
And I remember there was one of the presidents of the Improv Association, like, relatively close to me, so I walked up to her, and I said, what's going on? Why is everyone freaking out? And she had this really solemn look on her face, and she just said, and pointed upwards, look up. That's all she said. I looked up. The moon was fucking exploding.
What?
Jesus.
Yeah, the moon that we know, was just like slowly being pulled apart in a huge like explosion type thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And
I can picture it now.
Dude, and I remember my first reaction in the dream, because I felt like this was happening to me. This isn't just like a thing that's I was being told or anything like that. I remember my first reaction was, wow. Not like a fascinated wow, but like nothing's ever gonna be the same. Like this is a definitive event.
Wow.
And however things are gonna end up. You know how like sometimes you think like, oh man, this is bad. Whatever, things are just gonna acclimatize and go to normal. But then there are some, I don't think we've ever had a moment aside from like 9/11, which I'm pretty sure only Daryl and I remember.
Yeah.
Unless you remember 9/11.
I don't remember much about it, but I remember like
That
the journey.
yeah.
Yeah.
And even then, I was too young to realize that. I'm not sure if you were too young to realize, but like, you were not too young to realize. You knew like this would change everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I had
I
that.
was in grade 6.
You were in grade 6 when 9/11 happened?
Yeah.
Wow.
5 years. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Holy shit! Yeah.
At the time I was like, what? Like I didn't believe it. Like one of my friends went home for lunch and he came back. He's like, oh yeah, you know, These planes just sort of crashed in, and there was like something happened at the Pentagon.
mellow as you?
Yeah,
They have nothing to say.
Well, he said it in a different tone.
These planes, and they crashed into the Twin Towers.
And,
In the Pentagon and all that, and we're like, yeah, shut up, whatever.
The Pentagon in a field in Pennsylvania. So yeah, I had probably that sort of reaction, but watching it happen in real time. So imagine if like you watch 9/11 happen in real time. That was like the same reaction of like, holy shit, like fear, adrenaline, also like this weird curiosity in a way, where it's just like, what is even gonna happen? Things are gonna change in the next couple of minutes. And I remember thinking specifically, I need to find this friend. So like I fucking started like running. Really rudely, just abandoned my other friend right there. Just started running off.
They're like, wow, thanks.
And I don't know why my brain is so bad at science when I'm dreaming. Gravity started getting heavier as I ran. Without the moon's pull, I guess. Maybe because, like, I don't know, things were like going in a certain direction, and maybe if I was in a certain part of the world, maybe gravity would get a bit heavier. I don't know the science behind it.
I don't think that's how that works.
No.
I just know that the tide would be fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
The Earth would eventually get gravity would eventually get harder, but once the mass of the moon is in the Earth.
Yeah. And yeah, that was another thing. Like the moon was clearly getting like the chunks of the moon were getting bigger.
Oh, as they were getting closer.
Yeah, so they were clearly coming towards the Earth. So yeah, I just ran across, and I remember I got to this fountain, and gravity was getting too heavy, and I was like just on the ground, like crawling.
Ooh.
And yeah, my dreams have really good artistic direction, so like the sky started getting redder and shit, just through everything. Maybe because of like something coming into the atmosphere, like the parts of the moon. I don't know.
Burning up.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember just freaking the fuck out. And eventually it got past the fountain, and like there were these like sets of stairs, and I just sort of went like on my fucking front, just down those stairs. And for some reason, dream world, gravity wasn't affected there, so I got to stand up, and I saw like a couple of my friends from this one class and the one friend I was looking for, and I was like, oh my god, thank god you're okay.
Nathan!
It was not Nathan. For all I know, Nathan died in the moon fire.
He got hit by a car.
And
He's like, Paul.
and yeah, then I woke up, and
Whoa.
yeah. I'm glad you got affected by that too, because that was such a fucking the moon part. Yeah, because that was such a huge fucking memory for me.
I mean, it's no like squid in a Payless, but that's pretty cool.
It is no squid in a Payless.
I mean, it's no, unreasonably large phone bill, but like, it's pretty cool.
That's like that Kudo commercial.
like, did you even answer your dream?
Yeah, it was the the hippie bonfire thing where
With
we
the
were
music.
playing music.
It was pleasant.
Hippie bonfire. That was like a show, wasn't it?
Hippie bonfire?
Yeah, the girl with the red hair. That's Pippi Longstocking.
Hippie bonfire.
You know what? Close enough.
All right, we're got nowhere but down to go from there. By the by, we're doing content and improv stuff. We never talked about it, but we're doing it.
Yeah, it's happening.
We got a show coming up soon.
Stay tuned on our Twitter and Facebook, maybe even our Patreon. Throw us a buck. We'll give you like the weekly blogs, and also you'll get access to hidden fucking podcasts that we'll release afterwards to the general public and stuff. It's gonna be fucking fun.
Oh, and before we depart, we should say thank you to Sarush.
And Jeff. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you both. You are awesome. Good memory. Sarush and Mr. Bones is the name he gave. Thank you very much. Yeah, you guys are fucking awesome. We love you guys. All right, this has been Tweet.
This has been Luke.
This has been Darrow.
And this has been Drew.
And fuck you.
Bye!